two co-workers called Janet and Hank. They are both working in their scrapyard until they get a phone call from an unknown person. Janet hurries inside their trailer to pick up the call, but however, the person asks to speak with Hank. When Hank answers the call, something strange happens as the caller refuses to speak up. Janet notices that someone has gotten into their scrapyard, and they have even been locked inside the trailer. The both workers seize a thief in black suit using a crane to steal their electromagnet. Upon driving over their gas welding tanks, a fire is caused in the process. Being terrified, Janet swiftly calls the rescue team, who are called the Paw Patrol, for help. The Paw Patrol are a team of special dogs who protect the city from danger. Their leader is a human called Ryder, who leads the team members that includes Chase, Sky, Rubble, Rocky, Marshall, Zuma, and Liberty to the place of the fire incident. Upon Ryder's instruction, Sky takes off using her jet, and with the help of her jet water tank, Sky drenches the fire at the gate of the scrapyard, giving Marshall access to the scrapyard where he puts out the remaining fire thanks to his water cannon. But however, it's not yet over as another fire starts close to the trailer Hank and Janet are locked in. Unfortunately, Marshall has run out of water, but at the dying moment, Sky shows up and saves the day, rescuing Janet and Hank. They thank the Paw Patrol for their help and then take a selfie with them. Sky gets angry after being picked up by Janet to take a picture because she's the smallest pup. As they wonder on who locked them up from the outside, Hank explains how the thief came and stole their 10-ton electromagnet. The scene suddenly shifts to a facility where we see the culprit behind all of these. She takes the stolen electromagnet and uses it to activate a machine she built. Meanwhile, inside the city, journalist Sam Stringer announces this evening to be the time of the meteor shower, and almost the entire civilians are gathered outside the Paw Patrol Tower to experience this event. Inside the tower, just as the Paw Patrol prepare for the meteor shower, Ryder realizes that Chase is outgrowing his uniform and seems really excited on how the puppies are growing so fast. But he does not include Sky, as she has remained same way and isn't growing, making her unhappy. After a while, Ryder introduces the pups to the junior patroller, 3 Pomeranians called Nano, Minnie, and Tot, who all want to become members of the Paw Patrol when they grow up. On the other hand, the thief is seen doing a live stream to the public, and she introduces herself as Victoria Vance, otherwise known as the Mad Scientist. She shows the world her latest invention called the Meteor Magnet, which she plans to use to pull the meteor shower out from space and gently deliver it to her doorstep. After activating the machine, it shoots a tractor beam out into space, pulling a meteor directly towards the Earth. While celebrating on her success of proving her haters wrong, something unfortunate happens. The meteor is stronger than she expected. It makes the machine to malfunction, which suddenly causes it to lose its grip of the meteor, making it to fall down with full force towards the city. Ryder notices this and leads all the pups out of the tower. He warns the civilians on the impending danger, and upon his command, the pups help the people evacuate from the streets. After that, Ryder and the pups run to find a safe spot to take cover. The meteor crashes on the pups' tower, and Sky is almost hurt in the process, but she is rescued by Ryder. Fortunately, nobody is harmed by this incident, but the Paw Patrol are so devastated upon seeing their pup tower completely destroyed. Their home, their vehicles, it's all gone. The meteor is giving some kind of strange energy pulse, so the team takes it away until they find out what is going on. 1 hour later, Victoria Vance, who was caught as the culprit due to her live stream, is being arrested and taken into the Adventure City prison where she meets a cellmate. After the Paw Patrol takes the meteor to the aircraft carrier, Ryder begins to scan it using a device to know what he can find. But in the meantime, they all need to rest. He takes the pups to their new bunk room, where they all express their discomfort in sleeping in a new environment. Later that night, a glowing light from outside wakes up Sky. She goes out to see what's happening, and it turns out that the shining light is from the meteor. Something weird happens as she touches it. The meteor opens and Sky sees several crystals inside. She touches one and it attaches itself to her pup tag, making her paws to glow, and she begins to fly against her will. Upon discovering she now has superpowers, which is strength and flight, she accidentally crashes into the room of the other pups, waking them from their sleep. After demonstrating her new abilities to them, the crystal attaches itself to the rest of the other pups, giving them superpowers. Marshall can control fire. Zuma can control water. Chase has the power of speed, Rocky can control any surroundings object, and Rubble is now a wrecking ball. They all got powers apart from Liberty, who isn't able to figure out what her power is supposed to be. Now they are soups, they are all going to need a new name for themselves. Ryder changes the team's name to the Mighty Pups and suits them all with their new uniform and vehicles before launching them out into the Adventure City. Since Liberty has no powers, Ryder tells her to stay behind to look after the junior patrollers. While the Paw Patrol are busy rescuing the civilians from series of accidents, Victoria Vance is in range because those superpowers should have been hers and not the pups. Mayor Humdinger, her cellmate, tells her his plans of escaping out of prison and is going to help her too as she promises to share some of those powers with him. After they both make a deal with a handshake, he shows her the escape route underneath the toilet. Liberty is frustrated about babysitting the junior patrollers when she's supposed to be out there with the other pups. Just because she doesn't have superpowers doesn't mean she cannot contribute. She decided to teach the junior patrollers everything she knows and trains them into lean, mean, fluffy little rescue machines. After a successful prison escape, Mayor Humdinger and Victoria Vance sneak over to an airport where they find and board Mayor Humdinger's private airplane. They plan to lure the Paw Patrols to take back the crystal giving them powers, and the only way to do that is to pretend they are in danger so the Paw Patrol can come rescue them. Ryder gets an emergency on an impending plane crash and tells Skye to fly over and carry it down to safety, while he and the rest of the team, excluding Liberty, prepare for ground support. Skye enters the plane, but before she realizes it is a trap, it's already too late. Victoria Vance grabs the crystal away from Skye Pup Tag and her powers left along with it. Swiftly, she jumps out of the plane with a parachute along with Mayor Humdinger. Skye is in serious trouble now because she can't fly anymore. She calls Ryder and the team for help. Due to the airport is far for Skye to make a safe landing, the Paw Patrol evaluates the people on the roadside to make a runway for Skye. During the landing process, a train passes by, forcing her to go underneath it with a rough landing, just barely stopping the plane as it slides towards Chase, touching his nose. They all return back to their basement, informing Liberty of the devastating news. Skye is unhappy about her recently lost abilities, and Chase comes to console her. Skye tells Chase a story on how she was the smallest among all the pups being taken care of. Because of that, she was not adopted unlike the rest. After days of staying lonely and all alone, that's when she saw Ryder making a delivery to her caretaker. Taking matters into her own hands, Skye runs after Ryder but loses trace. He later sees her covered in snow and rescues her. In conclusion, Skye tells Chase that when she had superpowers, for the first time in her life, she didn't feel like the smallest or the weakest. She will do anything to get her crystal back. After rounding up her training with the junior patrollers, Ryder tells Liberty that they must end the junior patrollers program. Skye Powers has gotten into the wrong hands, so it's best the junior patrollers are sent back to their homes to keep them safe. Skye apologizes to Ryder for losing her crystal, but he instead blames himself for leaving her up there alone. To locate the crystal, Ryder has already set the computer to scan the city sector by sector. To her disappointment, Ryder commands her to stay out of this mission to keep her safe, since she has no powers. Back at the facility, Victoria attaches the stolen crystal to her necklace, and she suddenly gains the superpower of manipulating electricity. She uses the powers to repair her machine so she can bring more meteors to Earth. Who knows the kind of powers that can be inside them? The scanner finally locates Skye's stolen crystal, waking up Skye. Willing to get her crystal by all means, she quietly takes the crystals of all the pups while they are asleep and flies away in her jet to confront the villains herself. After arriving at the Villian facility, Skye quickly moves inside where she finds Victoria Vance asleep and carefully tries to take her crystal from her necklace. Victoria wakes up before her hands reaches it and flies to the sky. Skye chases after her but falls into a trap. She gets captured in a force field and is thrown inside a cell. Victoria takes the rest of the crystals away from her and moves on with her real plan, which is dragging all the meteor from the sky to Earth, not caring about the thousands of lives she's putting at risk. She gives Mayor Humdinger one of the crystal just like she promised him. As the mayor touches it, he transforms into a gigantic creature and goes to the Paw Patrol location to get his revenge. The next day, Chase informs Ryder of Skye's disappearance and how their crystals went missing. The team suits up and set out to the facility to save Skye, but an earthquake eruption stops them. It is no other person but the giant Mayor Humdinger who shows up to attack the team. According to Ryder instructions, they all spread out to prevent being stepped on by the villain Gigantic Foot. The team reach a dead end where they have nowhere to run. Just as Humdinger is about to crush them, the junior patrollers comes to their rescue. Ryder notices that one of the crystal is in Humdinger's jacket pocket. Marshall manages to retrieve it, causing Mayor Humdinger to shrink back to his normal size. They send him back to prison and went on with their mission on rescuing Skye. When they arrived at the facility, Ryder sends the junior patrollers to distract Victoria by selling cookies, while Zuma takes the crystal and transforms into water, sneaking through the pipes into Victoria's lair. After locating Sky, he handed her the crystal, allowing her to use her superpowers to break out of the cage. Victoria catches them and chases Sky, only for her to reunite with the other members of the team. Victoria laughs because with only one crystal in the possession, only one of them can have superpowers, making it impossible for her to be defeated. But as a team, anything is possible. The pups pass on the crystal to one another so they can use each of their powers against the villain. However, as Chase runs over to give it to Sky, Victoria hits him with a blast of lightning, causing him to lose the crystal as he tumbles towards the edge of the cliff. Liberty hurries to save him, and upon holding the crystal with her paws, she discovers her powers, which is elasticity. With that, she rescues Chase from falling to his death. She passes the crystal to Zuma, who traps Victoria with a ball of water, giving him the opportunity to retrieve her necklace containing the other crystals. Ryder gives the crystals back to the team, and they all become the Mighty Pups once again. Using her elasticity powers, she launches rubble towards the meteor magnet to destroy it. Realizing she already lost, Victoria tries to run away, but Liberty catches her. Just before the arrest, she lets them know it's not yet over as thousands of meteors are heading towards the city. Ryder gives Sky a task to fly up and destroy as many meteors as she can. She is going to need all the power she can get, so the other pups handed their crystals and follows Ryder to help evaluate the city. Sky uses her jet laser to destroy the meteor falling from the sky, but just as the engine gets spoiled, she uses her paws to continue the process. Just when they think it's all over, they see a much more bigger meteor heading towards them. Ryder tells Sky to retreat to save herself, but she cannot afford to watch the people get hurt. She instead takes the risk and goes to destroy the final meteor, but she falls into the ocean unconscious. The crystal power launches her out of the ocean, where the citizens of Adventure City rejoice and cheer for Sky saving the day. She reunites with the team and gives back their crystals before being commended by Ryder for her bravery. Thank you for watching, guys. If you love animation movies, please subscribe to this channel and keep watching.